Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Rep Milwaukee 414, man, back in the building. Special night. Y'all know normally we do not, get busy on Sunday night. But this is Sneakerheads Clothing Line Radio Live, special edition show Sunday night. We have the OG, we have the GOAT, we have the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, in my opinion. Sneakerhead Twin Towers is in the building tonight. You know what I'm saying? We have the OG Jumpman Bostic in the building. And then, of course, I got my young homie BX in the building with me tonight. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all hit y'all intros. Say where y'all people can find you and all that good stuff, and then we can go ahead and get into it.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna leave the for the OG, like you said, man. Rep, I appreciate you pulling me in. I never thought I had the opportunity to talk to Jumpman Bostic, but I'm here to listen, observe, and just get some knowledge. I have written down, got questions
Wow.
written down. Like this is an honor. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
No
No doubt.
problem. I'm just a regular person. I know I get that a lot, but man, this is blood, sweat, and tears down here, man. I lost some, I gained some. It's a whole big old story behind all of this. But,
Thanks.
Jumpman Bostic, of course, and those are my names on all of social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. That's just me.
Yeah. Now, so most definitely, man. We can go ahead and get into it. Me and first of all, it's an honor, to have JB on here. I tell this to JB every time I see him, and I don't see him much. The first time me and JB met was literally last summer, but me and JB have known each other for years.
Yeah.
But the first time we actually was able to finally meet and politic with each other and just hang out with each other was last summer, which was SneakerCon Dallas. And even before SneakerCon Dallas, we got to hang out at the Container Store headquarters.
Yeah.
Because we had a luncheon and whatnot. But that whole weekend we were able to have a good time with each other. And most definitely I was able to soak up game and just be around somebody that I've looked up to since the early 90s.
Wow.
So it was really humbling to actually start a relationship with JB. God, like it's been a long time, and then to finally meet him last summer. So we've actually been working on doing this here,
Yeah.
for ever since ever
Yeah.
since last summer. So we finally was able to get this done. I know JB works a lot,
Yeah.
and that's why we actually doing this special night of the Sneakers Clothing Line Radio Live tonight. So I want to go ahead and get into it, man. I first time I heard of JB was early 90s. I want to say JB, I want to say about 92, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
92?
yeah, facts. About 92.
Was
I
that
was
on Nike Talk? Something like
no,
that?
I don't think it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Nike Talk because what a lot of people don't remember, and this dates me, but I don't care. Uh, uh,
Tiny Chat.
it was I forget what magazine, because remember I always told you the way I found out about you, JB, was from a magazine. This was before the internet.
Oh, wow.
I found out about you from a magazine. I don't know if it was Slam magazine or if it was something like that, but you actually did an article with somebody, and it was in a back then we used to read magazines. We used to buy magazines. And you were in a magazine for your collection, and this was way back in the 90s. So that's how I found out about Jumpman Bostic. And then just after then it was from word of mouth. Like you would just hear things, about Jumpman Bostic, Jumpman Bostic, Jumpman Bostic. And then that's when then the internet kicked in, and that's when you have like you said, like Nike Talk and different things like that. And that's when it was like the man, myth, and the legend. You know how back in the day you used to hear stuff about Tupac. Man, I heard Tupac shot the police. And man, I heard, like stuff like that or whatever. It was like, so then when the internet hit, and it was like, yo, Jumpman Bostic is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this man is real. And he lives like in Michigan, like right next door.
Yeah.
So you know, like I've always been in awe of you. I've always, you know, looked at your collection. I've always looked at different things that you've done. And this goes from when I was, you know, very young, you know, just coming up, because you weren't like a superstar. You weren't like you know, you weren't like a basketball player, entertainer, or anything like that. You were just a regular average Joe,
Yeah.
you know, that collected sneakers and all, you know, Jordan memorabilia.
Hmm.
And that's what I really like, is that it's just not about the sneakers with you, is that you actually collect the all the memorabilia. I mean, you know, from you know, Mike Bibby, different things, Eddie Jones, Harold Miner, to my man the boxer. What's my man name?
Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones, you know, different things like that. You know, you have the average Wheaties boxes, yeah, but I mean, you know, you got the Wheaties boxes, you got the Gatorade bottle, you got the original Gatorade bottles, you know, you got the limited edition ones they came out with about like 10 years ago. You got
Hmm.
you just have a whole bunch of different, I mean, you got uh um the Jordan basketball phone. It's so much different things like memorabilia that you have. Like, I mean, you know, like it's crazy to me that you know, you actually have all this type of stuff, because it's not something that you always see throughout these different decades. So
Yeah.
most definitely, JB, first question for me, and then BX, I know you got questions too. um
I'm listening. I'm listening.
how did you actually how did you, I don't want to say get in the game, because you are the game to me, but how did you actually how did you actually get into like Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan? Because you guys are like the same age and stuff like that. So how did you get like into like you know, collecting his sneakers, collecting his memorabilia? Obviously, we're all big, huge fans of Michael Jordan, but you know what made you just start this whole museum that you have, basically?
Yeah. We're the same age. I'm 2 days older than him. Same month. He's born the 17th. I'm born the 15th. The same year. So we're the same age. So my only claim to fame over him is I'm 2 days older than him. I'm his big brother.
Right.
But we were both in college at the same time. We both graduated high school in '81. Obviously, he left and went to college, and I was still in college. And then the Chicago's came out, because back
Hmm.
then shoes were just all white,
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you wore some top tens or something like that, and they were white with the blue and stuff like that. But his shoes were different; they hit different.
Hmm.
And then the black and reds, and then from then it was on, and it just turned into this, the way he plays the game. I kind of modeled my style after that. And I was a high flyer. I like to dunk and all of that stuff. So I would try to emulate a lot of the moves that he did. And it was just mainly the way he played the game. Then I saw his gear that released with the shoes. And that's what I miss most nowadays,
Hmm.
is how you, like today I was matching with the linen 10s. And that's stuff from years
Hmm.
ago. And people are like, where you get them shorts from? Them shorts actually go to the low top 11s.
Okay.
But it's just the color of the shoes is what started it, and then watching him play, and it just went on from there to what it is now.
Word, word. And that's, I mean, that's most definitely crazy. I know for me personally, like my first Jordan was the black and red 4. Uh that's what really got me into Jordans. That's what started me off with Jordans as a young kid. Um well, my first sneaker that got me into collecting was, I mean, if y'all know my story, you know, is the Air Force One. Is an all white Air Force One when I was a little kid. Cuz in Milwaukee, still to this day, Air Force Ones are huge. Um BX, what you got? I know you got a question.
My question, like you said, Michael Jordan is like a hero to a lot of young kids. My first Jordans ever were the playoff eights, and those
Hey, that's my all-time favorite model.
and those hold a special place in my heart. The playoff eights, but my favorite silhouette of all time is the Jordan 4. The white
Okay.
cement 4 are everything to me.
Okay.
My first question is like, what's the biggest misconception like a lot of people might have about Jumpman Bostic?
Is that I buy everything that comes out. I'm not approachable. Um, I get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
That recently started with Hibbit. Hibbit really looks out for me, where I was able to get the Flints early, and then I started recently doing some work with Foot Locker Detroit and with Jordan Brand. They reached out to me, but the thing with me is, I've seen people get stuff that, and I'm gonna be real, I don't feel that they were deserving of it. You know, and I've seen people talk bad about Nike, Jordan. Next thing they know, bam, they got the Kobe pack or they got whatever. You know, I didn't buy this stuff to get anything for free. And Jordan Brand had never recognized me until this year, 34 years in the game. And that's just being real.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate it. Marcus reached out to me, and I thought I was talking to one of his assistants, and they sent me the trophy room 5s, but I had received the trophy room 17s from them. So the trophy room store has been good to me, and Marcus. So I actually had a conversation with him over a DM on Instagram, not physically on the phone, but just for him to send me the friends and family 5, that was major. And I'm just a regular person. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not a sports figure. I'm none of that. And for him to see the collection and respect the collection, that meant a lot to me. So
That's
those are the
amazing.
things I would say the misconceptions are.
Okay.
So
have you heard anything that I could probably clear up? Because I know that I get a lot of hate, and I'm just, you know, we here to be real, right?
yeah, most definitely.
I get a lot of hate, man. People come at me and take shots at me. I'm old. You old as dust. Sit your old ass down. You know, if it wasn't for older people in the game, you people wouldn't learn stuff.
Right.
Because a lot of the stuff I say are from books. It was before the internet. And MJ's the same age as me. So should he stop wearing the shoes that he makes?
Right.
Just some of the stuff that people say is just stupid. So I don't even respond to them, because people look to get responses, say, out of me, and I can only speak for me, just to give them some credibility, to give them some views, to give them whatever they're looking for.
See, one of the things that you said, you get a lot of hate, but I know personally there's a lot of people that collect sneakers, Jordans and other stuff, that look up to Jumpman Bostic, like look up to you, because it's not even what you have amassed as a collection, but it's how true you are to what you are collecting. Because a lot of people say that you're not a real sneakerhead or sneaker person
Yeah.
if you don't have a variety of sneakers in your collection. But me personally, I only my preference is Nike and Jordan brand. Like, I don't mess with any of those other brands just because that's my preference. So that's for me personally.
That was another one. Yeah, I get that too. He's not a real sneakerhead because all he has is Jordans. You got to have a variety in your collection. You got to have this. You got to have that. Now, I do have some foam posits. I have some Air Force Ones because we wore those in college. I have some top 10s because that's the last shoe I wore in '85. And I couldn't wait for the season to end so I could wear my Jordans, because we were under an Adidas contract at the university I went to. So I really couldn't wear my J's until after the season was over.
Right. So shout out to Chaotic hit us with
Oh,
the
that's my guy, man. I met him in the airport in Chicago. We were flying to Dallas. And man, he just came up to me, man, and we just hit it off, and been A1 ever since, man.
Chaotic said, because, well, first of all, if y'all don't know, OG, he's on his Jumpman Bostic Bostic, he's on his phone, so he doesn't see all the comments. So if y'all have any comments or whatever,
Yeah,
most definitely I will relay them over to him so he can, or he got questions, I'll say them out so he can answer them or whatever. But Chaotic said, OG Jumpman Bostic, I got major respect for you, brother, and that was for the $2 dono. So that's the comment that Chaotic had for you, OG.
for sure.
And then we shout out to everybody in the chat too. We most definitely I'm gonna get to y'all as much as possible here. It's a few people in here. I know Jules is in here,
Yeah,
which
she's A1 too, man. And I read a lot of the comments when you posted it, and I
mhm,
appreciate the people saying that they were gonna tune in and
yeah,
things like that. I chat back and forth with her, and I check her pictures out. I try to be as active as I can. And
right,
I get people saying, a lot of, and the thing that I don't understand is people like, I can't believe you responded to me. I'm just a regular person, man. I mean, may, maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit or whatever, but this has never changed me. If you look back
right,
to when I started any of my pages, I'm the same. I'm the same.
hmm,
I don't disrespect people, but if people say something I don't like, sometimes I'll respond. But if somebody like makes a video on me and stuff like that, I'm not gonna make a video so they can keep making videos.
right, 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 right,
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get them that type of shine, but I will try to correct things that have gone wrong. But sometimes you get one chance, and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, most definitely, I totally agree with you on that one. Most definitely, OG. We got Mr. Laced Up said, Rep Bostic BX salute everyone, and I know Jules said something. Oh yeah, Jules with the 4.99 dono said salute to Rep Milwaukee and to the one and only OG Jumpman Bostic. Uh, and then what the sneakers was also as well with the $5 dono. Salute to the panel and the chat. Appreciate Rep bringing the legend to our screen tonight. Let's get it. So
Yeah, I got to explain OG and legend to me what it means to y'all in the end, because I just feel like I'm a regular person. I feel like I just talk about my passion for shoes, the differences from the 80s to the 90s to 2000, 2020, and just try to show the differences of the shoes that have come out, and give my flavor on what they are. And plus I like to wear my shoes. And but if I'm that I sit down here now, and my goal is to ultimately open a museum. So
yeah.
hopefully that will happen where people can see stuff other than the number J's. They can see the fusions. They can see the team shoes. They can see the
Hmm.
Jordan Big Fun. Probably have never even heard of those shoes.
Hmm.
And those are team shoes that you would see players wearing that were actually PEs for players sometimes.
Well, I know most definitely. I remember you having that conversation with two J's.
Mhm.
So I mean, most definitely, that's something that has to happen because you most definitely have a museum. Your basement is a historical landmark, in my opinion, for the sneaker culture. Um, or whatever you want to call this, to be honest with you. But uh, that the basement of the Jays is you can't say you're not in this community of culture. You don't know about Jumpman Bostic and the basement of the Jays. We talking about early days of YouTube and just magazines and like you said, Nike Talk and different things like that. And the basement of the Jays is that's like
I
the
didn't even know
mecca.
I was on Nike Talk like that because I never really went on there. But
Hmm.
I met some of the people who were running that when I was in Canada, in Vancouver, not in Vancouver, um, Toronto,
Yeah.
maybe. When I was in Toronto, and they told me that I was a topic of a lot of conversations. Never made it in Soul Collector, although I was trying. The first person who interviewed me was Marvelous Got Soul.
Okay.
She was the first one to interview me, and then we would be in touch with each other. She's and her total article would show up on other blogs.
Mm.
So things that were said like in the late 90s, early 2000s were
Yeah.
from her. She did the
Okay.
first interview of Jumpman Bostic.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to D Reed. D Reed also said, Jumpman Bostic, what is the most meaningful sneaker in your collection?
The most meaningful sneaker in my collection is the Ray Allen 8 and the Trophy Room 5 Friends and Family. Those two are pretty much tied right now. Because
You
I
wore the
never expected to have either one of them.
you
Ever.
wore you wore the 8 to Dallas, right?
To Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, to the headquarters. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I got matter of fact,
Yep.
I got a picture. I got a picture of me and you was wearing a matter of fact. I'm gonna post that.
Yep.
I'm gonna post that later on tonight. Y'all check my IG later on tonight. I'm gonna repost that.
And
I
people
most
can't
definitely
believe
remember.
I've worn either one of them. And
Yeah.
I've been offered 20,000, 25,000 for the Trophy Room 5. But nah, can't sell them. That's a gift. That's a gift
It's a
from
gift.
the GOAT's son. You
Yeah.
know, I can't do it.
Yeah, I got a story. I got a story real quick, BX, and I'll let you get to it.
It's cool. It's cool. Go ahead.
Talking about the Trophy Room 5s, and I know Old Man Sneakers is in here. Shout out to Al, which I know you guys got
My
to
guy.
talk to. Yeah, I know
Thanks.
you guys got to talk.
Yeah.
He actually was almost able to hook me up with the Trophy Room 5s. OG. Because he lives in Orlando.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he went to the release. He called me on the phone. It was like, Rep, do you do you want those 5s? And actually I had told him about it. I was like, man, I want those 5s bad. So he was like, man, I'm gonna go to the to the whatever the release they were doing, wristbands or whatever like that. I'm gonna go to it. And they're doing 2 pairs a person. So since they're doing 2 pairs, I'm gonna try to get a pair, and the other pair I'll get for you. And Al, Old Man Sneakers is literally like my brother, so I can't appreciate him enough. So he went like 12 hours, sat in line 12 hours, got the wristbands and everything. And once he got to the door, the security guard wanted to let him in to get both our pairs because he said that his wristband looked like it was tampered with. But he had been wearing the wristband for 12 hours. So he
Wow.
was like, it looks like it's tampered with. He was like, I've been wearing this for 12 hours. It's not gonna look dead stock on my wrist, man. Like, I don't know what I don't know what I don't know what you're looking for here. So he wouldn't basically, long story short, he wouldn't let him in the building. And neither one of us was able to get the Trophy Room 5s, and I was just sick. I was real sick about that. But
Wow.
I was more so sick because he really, like, he took out of his time. He was really waiting in line 12 hours for me. Like, it was a plus for him to get a pair, but he really was doing it for me. And he didn't have to do that. So, I mean, most definitely, Al's always been my brother. I appreciate him about that. But that's my Trophy Room 5 story, and I still don't have them. Yeah. So, BX, I know you had a question there.
Yeah. So earlier you said like you were when the Jordans first came out, it was just because all the sneakers before that were just white and black or whatever. What was it that intrigued you to get the Jordans?
Watching him play, and I just wanted to try the shoe. It was a different color. It was something different. It was $65. It was the most expensive shoe on the market. $65. But back in 85, $65 was like $250, $300 right now.
Wow.
And plus I'm in college. I'm on scholarship. I can't, I can't have a job. I can't have any money coming in, none of that. So I asked my parents for it and they sent it to me and I was able to get the shoes. But it was that, man, his game. I mean, me and my roommate Chris used to run to the dorms because we lived in apartments and we didn't have cable. We would run to the dorms and watch the UNC games on TV and then watch the Bulls game once he went to the Bulls on the dorm TVs.
Okay. So 65. Was that a bread one or a Chicago one?
Chicago one.
And you see how much they are
and
now.
the black and red was $65 too.
After the last shot, you see how much those Chicago ones are right now.
Yeah, I see how much the last shots are too, and nobody likes the 14s but me, because that's my second favorite model behind the 8s.
Mm-hmm.
But that's this whole game now is just filled with hype and the most expensive shoes and who has this and who doesn't. You know, it's not about the love of sneakers anymore. It's either reselling or it's hype.
No,
Right.
you're on here, right? I'm on here with you. I'm letting you know it's the love of sneakers that got me
Yeah.
into this community. You know, I love sneakers. I could talk about it all day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But go ahead, Rep, if you have a question.
Yeah. So my next question, JB, is your favorite sneaker is the 8, right?
Playoff 8, yep. Is
Playoff
my
8.
all-time favorite, but the 8 silhouette is my number one. Yes, sir, right there.
Yeah. I thought it was the Aqua 8, but okay, I stand corrected.
Nope.
Oh, okay. So throughout 1 through 14, is there like a certain number 1 through 14 that you have as your top 14, or is it just, eights, and then you just go down the line from there, whatever?
8, 14, and 6.
8,
My
14,
top
and 6.
my top
Okay.
3.
Okay. And then so the last shot for the 14s, right?
Yes.
And then for the 6, what's the 6?
Infrared.
Really?
Yes, sir. Nothing tops the infrared.
Okay.
That
I
is
would have
that
never
shoe.
guessed that one.
That is that shoe. And the reason why,
Okay.
the spectacular move and the first
Mm-hmm.
championship and beating the Pistons.
Yeah.
And, they beat the Lakers. They
Yeah.
beat the Lakers. No, who after the Lakers won the first game, everybody was like, the Bulls are done.
Yep. It was. Yep.
Everybody, even people in Chicago, they need to tell the truth. They thought that the Lakers was just going to sweep them. Okay, we'll win next year, because most times, new teams in the finals got to take their lumps, take their
Mm-hmm.
loss, and then they win the next year. But the Bulls wasn't having it, man. They were hungry. They were tired of getting beat down by the Pistons, and they were hungry, man, to win it all.
Yeah.
And just think how many they could have won had he not retired. And all that documentary just explained everything to me, to the T, of why he retired the first time and then why he retired the second time. You got people in the front office that
Yeah.
want to control everything instead of sitting back saying they was too old, they wasn't going to win anymore, man. They should let them guys run that until they decided that they couldn't do it.
That's a fact. That's most definitely a fact. And I think a lot of people agree with that back then, and most definitely now. And I'm most definitely, it's a couple questions here that, from the chat. I'm gonna get to y'all in 1 second. One question that I do have is, since we are talking about a little bit of the Last Dance, my first question, OG, is how do you feel about the documentary, and how do you feel about the documentary, but how do you feel like after watching? Do you feel any different? Because like I lived it, you most definitely lived it.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like, is there something like you really learned? Because
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff, I feel like that's not nothing new. Like that was known. Like, for example, drugs in the NBA back then.
Yeah.
That that's not something like, oh, Jordan was snitching. He really wasn't, because that was very much,
Yeah.
you know, out
The
there like that.
Bulls, the Bulls team back then, when they were losing, they were known for drugs and alcohol. That was out there in the press.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned from the documentary is like how Rodman needed a vacation,
Mm-hmm.
how Rodman felt as though when Scotty came back after his surgery that he was no longer needed. So he needed a break to go to Vegas. And just how all of those stories, and I remember, like, where the hell is Scotty at? I mean, where the hell is Dennis at?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that he asked to take a break and was
Yeah.
granted to go to Vegas. I just knew he wasn't there. I thought he was injured.
Yeah.
You know, but they gave him time away. And that's the thing that I loved about Phil, is that he was able to keep them engaged, you know, on what the end result was going to be, was that championship, the last dance. So what I got out of it was that it hurt Mike's feelings, obviously. In episode 10, or was it 7? 7. Was it 7? When he said he needed to take a break. Right. So some of his teammates thought he was a tyrant ass or a jerk and all that. And other people, you know, in the community thought the same thing. I had the opportunity to meet him at the Palace, and I asked him to sign my Wheaties box. And he was like, I would love to, but I'm not endorsed by Wheaties anymore. I can't. And he went and got on the bus. He didn't like blow me off. He didn't say, get the hell away from me. None of that. So, I you know, everybody has different experiences, but he's a human. And I think in that documentary, it showed a lot of his human side, especially when his father passed, and how he leaned on his bodyguard as a father figure, and how he would call him late at night crying and things like that, and got some type of relief from talking to a older male figure. So a lot of things in there I did not know that, you know, now it shedded light on things. I knew about him hitting Steve Kerr, but you didn't know what really surrounded everything.
Right.
You know, but I thought it was well done. I thought it could have been longer. You know, it'd be dope if they came with a sequel, or even if they came with some parts of it that were edited out or cut out, things like that.
Yeah, I most definitely feel like from this, ESPN, Netflix, and I forget somebody else was a part of this, but that they will be able to branch off and do other organizations, or, you know, like franchises, like you know, the back-to-back with Houston. I know they did a doc on that. They did a 30 for 30, I believe, or whatever, but 30 for 30s are totally different from what we just saw with The Last Dance. I mean, you know, they could do something with the Pistons. They could do something with the Lakers. They could do something with the Celtics. They could eventually down the line do something with the Warriors eventually, or whatever. But I feel like this will catapult into other things or whatever.
I agree. I like to see the Knicks.
Yeah, another one, the
because
Knicks.
the Knicks, they took it. Patrick Ewing took it from Mike since college.
Yeah.
You know. So I would really like to know their thoughts on making it and coming up short. You kind of got it from Indiana with Reggie Miller and Mark Jackson talking about how they felt they should have beat the Bulls and stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Do got one, another one from J Jeff. He said, "What's your opinion on Bulls versus Detroit, OG?"
Well, I was always a Bulls fan, so I wasn't a Pistons fan until 2003. I connected with Rip Hamilton, and I was a big fan of Chauncey and Ben. So that's when I became a Pistons fan. But I was really kind of a sneaker team free agent after Mike left, to be honest, because basketball just wasn't the same. It's not the same now, you know. People are chasing rings, but you know, the Celtics weren't the first big three. You know, Barkley went chasing ring back in the day. Nobody said anything about that. So ring chasing has been out there.
Yeah.
You know, but basketball in general, it's just different. It's just different. It's all about 3-pointers now. It's not much to a game plan now. Back then, the triangle was a killer. Did you see how they explained that? How that was supposed to go? And once they got Mike to buy in and kick it to Paxson or kick it to Kerr, or before them two, Craig Hodges.
Craig Hodges,
Yep, Craig Hodges. Yeah.
Now, a quick story. I knew Craig Hodges when he was with the Clippers, because they used to work out at our facility when I was in college.
Yeah.
And he was a hell of a 3-point shooter. Then I used to watch him work out before we would practice. The Clippers would have summer leagues at our school, at our university. And I like, is he gonna miss? and then he got blackballed in Chicago. I wish they would have spoke a little bit on that in the documentary and how they ran him out of Chicago. But
But
he
the
was an integral
NBA, the
part of
NBA period.
NBA in general. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it was his religion, something
it
like
was.
that.
Yeah, yep.
His religion. But Craig Hodges was a good guy.
Yeah, he was. He most definitely was. I mean, still to this day, OG, you probably can correct me on this if I'm wrong. He has the highest 3-point percentage.
Of makes, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he has the highest 3-point percentage in makes, which has not been broken yet. He was a killer, but I think he was before his time, because of his religion. And even when they won the first one, I remember that 30 for 30. While we talking about it, he wore they were saying he wore a dashiki. He did not wear a dashiki to the White House. he wore his the all white Muslim ritual garment, I believe it is, to the White House, which is more so of paying respect, but it was a statement. And
Yeah.
it didn't sit very well in that era. We talking about as the early 90s, because they just didn't know what was. Craig Hodges is the original Kaepernick. I
Yeah.
would go even
I would
further.
agree with that. Whoever
I would
said that,
agree.
I agree with that.
I would agree with that also as well, and even go even further, with Craig Hodges being the original Kaepernick, because without him being able to say much, he shook up the world by just wearing a piece of clothing, as I guess you can say, going to the White House.
Yeah. I just wish they would have. I wish Mike would have spoke on that. I really do, man.
Yeah.
And it was a nice piece he gave with Paxson and Steve Kerr, and a lot of his other teammates. But I wish he would have spoke on Craig.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know much. To be honest with you, they kept that under wraps back in the 90s. But with the Jordan and Horace Grant thing or whatever, I really didn't know much about that. So that was kind of new for me.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't know he was supposedly the one who was telling everything. But of course, he came out after the doc saying it wasn't him. Mike is lying. So
Yeah.
and then Scotty, he kind of disappeared now, where he doesn't want to speak on it. But he has some good things and some bad things. Like when Mike left, I remember him saying, now people look at me as the leader, but I'm just everybody get a chance to shoot now.
Yeah.
And it was just some little shots he took, but then he turns and says, well, Mike toughened me up, made me tougher to get past the Pistons. So which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
And BJ Armstrong, he said something that I liked. I know some people didn't like it, was that he couldn't be nice to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was the alpha. You got to have an alpha.
Yeah.
And Mike was the alpha of all alphas, on the team.
And the thing for me is, like, I know a lot of people look at, oh man, Mike was, he was wrong. He was, he did people dirty and all that type of stuff, and he was a bad teammate. But a lot of people got to look at it like this, though. Like, it just wasn't Michael Jordan, though. It just wasn't like, oh, Jordan was this bad guy, and then everybody else in the league was totally different. There were superstars on other teams that were alphas, and they were just the same way. They were like, yo, catch this pass, make that free throw. They were pushing each other. It just wasn't Jordan. And that's the only thing for me. Like, the 90s was very much different. And he learned that from other guys. Like, Larry Bird was a serious trash talker. Larry Bird wasn't a nice guy. I mean, he was a nice guy off the court, but on the court, he would be in your face and he would tell you what he's about to do.
Yeah, you can't be nice.
All the stories you hear about Jordan in the locker room and being like, I'm dropping 40 on you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
or
Larry Bird used to do that. Like,
he's playing golf in between playoff games, saying, "Oh yeah, tell Dennis I'm gonna give him this tomorrow." Yeah. Those are things you didn't really know about,
Yeah.
So it was good. And Mike, he kind of took things far with some of the things he would say to people, calling people a hoe and all that. That kind of fighting words.
Yeah.
You know, but I get, you know, he kind of explained why he did it. He did it in a way not to really hurt anybody, but to toughen them up and make Scott Burrell challenge him
Yeah.
because he felt he was a nice guy. But
Yeah.
he could have said it in a different way, maybe. You
Yeah.
know, maybe went up and nudged him a little bit. You know, you call people hoes and bees and all that. That's kind of fighting words.
You want me to go, Rap?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jumpman Bostic, when did you realize that, you know, your collection has become famous? Like you have become notoriety for your collection?
When George Kill came to my house to do the nice kicks, that's when it hit me, and he said, man, I got to do a 2-part, and he's been talking about coming back because we've moved since then.
Yeah.
And my wife and I found this beautiful house, and she didn't think we had a chance in the world to get. I said, baby, let's just leave it in the hands. And 5 bedrooms and beautiful house, and it I can put everything up. And then the next move was the containers. And that just cleared up so much more room and made it all pure. But it was hard to give up the boxes, very hard. So I ended up, my son created the templates for the
Your
label.
son created that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, my son did. He came up with that on the computer. He's a computer whiz.
Yeah.
So he made on, all I got to do is type in the info. It's tedious work. But you know, I kept a lot of the OG boxes and stuff like that. But this, I think, really set it off. Was going to the drop front.
OG, you gotta tell me your secrets on that grass you got over there too. I be seeing your grass now.
Man, look, that's something that I take pride in. My plant, my grass and my flowers. You know,
Yeah.
Mom, rest in peace. But I used to help my mom back in the day. Plant flowers every summer. Did I want to do it?
No.
Nah. I wanted to go to the courts.
Yeah.
But I did it. And my mom passed in 95. And since then, it's flowers. The grass, my dad. So I use Scott's products. You know, You start with the spring, the summer, then you treat it in the fall, the snow comes, and then the spring, you hit it in the spring. And I wish my neighbors would do it, because damn.
See, a lot of people wouldn't really think about you and the whole, you know, having the green thumb and all that, you know.
Oh,
so
man,
hearing that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I love to barbecue, so I sit out and barbecue, play my music. And when we used to go to events, I would be the one that cooks. He's gonna be like, man, come on, man, you got to make them wings and the sauce. So my thing is the barbecue sauce is a family recipe, and wings and stuff. So we all got, once this is over, probably in 2 years, it's gonna be a while. It ain't going nowhere. I wish people would calm down and stop trying to hang out.
Yeah.
It ain't done yet. It's not done. This pandemic is not done. But once we get a chance, we definitely got to have a big meetup once this is all over.
I have a to that last question I asked you about. When did you realize you had a collection? The follow-up question is, how does your wife feel about your collection? Because I know with my wife,
man, that's an excellent question. You know, and a lot of people would DM me asking me that. My wife told me I got to get rid of this. I got to get rid of that. My wife loves Coach purses. So when I was in Dallas, Rep, I went to the Coach store.
Yep.
And I bought a couple purses. Every city I went to, I would buy some purses and bring on. And she liked the fact that I picked them out.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, she liked my choices, like the shoes. I remember what I got her, so I wouldn't get the same purse. So whatever city I go to, I would do that. Plus, you know, she supports what I do. She helped me get the Oregon 3s. We went half on that. You know, that wasn't, you know, that was up there a little bit, but she supports what I do. She knows my passion. And the thing was, when I met her, I had about 250 pair of shoes. So she would see me like, why you got on different pair of shoes every day? How many pair of shoes you got? 250. No, you don't. Nobody believes it. Nobody believes I have 1,272 pair. you know, but
yeah.
Down to the number.
or they say why, but you know, not all of them are wearable. It's a
Mm-hmm.
collection. So it's a collection, and one day I hope for it to be in a museum so people can see the different models that people don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had somebody hit me up last night about the Jumpman Classic 23, which is kind of a casual shoe. And they was like, "You have it for real? You have it?" I bought what I liked, and I'm still gonna buy what I like. I like team shoes, so I'm still gonna continue to buy team shoes.
JB, I got a question. So, what Jordan was Jordan wearing in the documentary that was a low top white joint?
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember, but it was all white and it looked like a Stan Smith, and it had
Yeah,
Jordan written on the. Have you seen that one before?
I never seen that released. No,
Okay. I don't believe it
nope.
was ever released before either, but I just wanted to know, have you ever seen it before? Because I've never seen that before, and I'm pretty
Never.
sure like that's probably something that's like a something that was created and like it was thrown to the wayside or whatever, or they just made it for Jordan where it was just like, yo, like we're not putting these out, but you like them, hey.
And that black one he had on at
Mm-hmm.
the end when he was like telling people don't look at my shoes, don't take no picture of
Mm-hmm.
my shoes. I
Mm-hmm.
never seen those released either.
Okay. Cause I was wondering myself, like I know I ain't tripping. I ain't never seen them. I ain't never seen them before.
You know, I was looking at every time they panned down. I was looking to see what he had on, for sure.
Man, that's crazy. Well, most definitely, I will have to agree about Jumpman Bostic in the kitchen and on that grill. Yeah,
Oh
he's most
yeah, in
definitely.
Dallas, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dallas.
He's
Yeah.
most definitely famous. For the sneaker con grill action. Most definitely.
Man, yeah, those were big fun.
That's a fact. Shout
You
out to
want
the
me to,
chat. Yeah, go ahead, cause I know a chat had a couple questions, but go ahead, BX.
so, Mr. Bostic, quick question. What do you think about the new Jordan collabs with all the prices going crazy, like the Travis Scotts, the off whites and things like that? How do you feel about those collabs?
My thing with those is if it wasn't with an entertainer, with those prices be like that, would that shoe be hot like that?
Mhm.
And that's to me, that's where the hype kicks in. That's where the resale kicks in, and that's where people, I got these and you don't. You know, I had the UNC off whites ones, and I traded them to get the Ray Allen PE8s, the Celtic home colorway, because to me the off whites are a younger person's shoe. So to me, I don't really feel them. I like the UNC ones because I like UNC.
Mhm.
Second to Michigan. You know, I'm go blue all day. But I had a chance to get them for retail, but I would rather have the Ray Allen eights than the off whites any day.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Um, Shout out to JD. JD CES4 Jordan brand said that was never released. It was made for Mike only. Made for Mike
I'm sure.
only.
Yeah, I'm sure he
It's
had lots of shoes like that.
yeah. It's called the Wing Lows and the Sweet Lows. I never knew
Mhm.
that. Okay.
I didn't
Uh,
know. I never knew the name of those either. I just knew I would. That's something that I would like.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
people were asking. See, and that's what rep. That's what I mean by that. He had them on, but if you were to see me in them or somebody else in them, they would be whack.
Yeah, yeah.
But with him wearing them, people like them. Oh, I wish they would release them. You know, but that's how the game is now. They see someone with a name wearing them, then it's cool. Okay, I'll go buy them.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, let's see. It was some other stuff. Chino 5845. Shout out to Chino. He said, "Will LeBron? Do you think LeBron would last in the '90s?"
You know, a lot of people say no. Hey, swoosh. This is swoosh, by the way. You know, after me. And his brother's name is Puma, because my wife likes Puma. So swoosh and
Okay.
Puma.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay. Oh, you want to come back? Damn. Okay.
It all ties together.
Yep. Swoosh and Puma. So I think he would, but he would be like Scotty was in the beginning.
Yeah.
He would take his lumps and he would toughen up, because LeBron cries a lot. Let's be real. LeBron cries a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he flops a lot.
Yeah.
And all that wasn't going on back then. You could dang near sock somebody. Mike socked Reggie Miller and did get kicked out the game.
That's a fact.
You know, and now you breathe on somebody wrong, you know, that's a flagrant one. So, but LeBron is not weak by any stretch of the imagination, but he just doesn't have that killer instinct like Mike and Kobe had. I just don't think that. Kobe was the closest to Mike ever, because he emulated everything that he did, and Kobe didn't back down from anybody. Remember when the guy act like he was gonna hit him in the face with the ball, and Kobe didn't even flinch.
What's his name?
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
Kobe didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
Kobe's like, you hit me with that ball, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's the look he had on his face.
That's a fact.
You know, but I think LeBron, he would take his lumps and then he would toughen up. You ready to get down now? All right, go ahead. So, but I don't dislike LeBron at all. I think LeBron is a player, but he's a different player. He's more team oriented. He'll defer to people. He's had a few playoffs where he's taken games off or opportunities off, and Mike had his foot on the throttle.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna let his team lose. He was gonna be, if we lose, it's gonna be because of me. You know, LeBron would pass when people say he should have shot. You know, but it's different eras. You know, could Mike handle LeBron if they played? They play different positions. Mike is the 2 guard. LeBron is a power forward, really.
And Pippen would have took that on, like, come on, man. Like, he would have took that on easy. Like, that would have been, I don't want to say easy, but it would have been a no-brainer. Like, just off the basis of the position being played, Pippen would have been like, yo, like, that's me right there.
He'd have used his quickness against LeBron's strength.
Yeah.
But LeBron could have played in the 90s. Yeah, he could have played.
I most definitely feel like LeBron could have played in the 90s. I feel like he would have came up in an era where, obviously, you know, there is no flopping, there is no zone defense, there is no hand checking or whatnot. So he would have grew up differently. So I mean, even maybe some of the game that we see from LeBron right now, he wouldn't have. It would be a little bit different. Just off of the era, you know, just off of the rule change and the era. I think so. I think I look at him more like Scottie Pippen than what I looked at him as a souped up Scottie Pippen. To me personally, that's the way I look at LeBron, especially in his prime. You talk about Miami days, like that's a souped up Scottie Pippen all day with the defense and the offense, like. That, you know, that's something crazy right there. But let's see. I know it was some more. BX, you got another one?
I have a few.
Go ahead. Let's get it.
Well, since we talk about basketball, like, how do you feel? Like, what do you think about? I think that there's a lack of competitiveness in basketball right now. NBA, like, everybody wants to be everybody's friends. Back in the 80s and 90s, like, they actually went to blows. Like, that team hated that team, and they on court they didn't want to shake hands or nothing. But nowadays everybody's cool. So how do you feel about that?
I think after the game, it's really, I really don't have a problem with it after the game. You know, because a lot of these guys are friends off the court anyway. But you think about it, back in the 90s, Mike would would meet up with Danny Ainge and play golf
before the game,
after the game, before the
Yep.
second game or whatever. So I think it's gone on, but back then there was no social media and exchanging jerseys and all of that. I think they should do that in the back, you know, and not out on the court and stuff like that. But I don't have a problem with people being friends after it's over, because that somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. That doesn't mean that, okay, the game is over, I still can't be your friend because we out here on the court. But they gonna call each other later on anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't see a problem with it.
Just like what's his name? Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Like those two, that's something else.
They hate each other.
Yeah, they hate each other.
I mean, and the Pistons even said they tried to hurt Mike.
Yeah.
You know, and they should have spoke more on that too, because what I know about it is Isaiah was mad that Chicago took Mike in the way they did, him being from Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, but Mike played for Chicago and Isaiah played for the Pistons. So people in Chicago were Chicago Bulls fans, not Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons fans. So I think he was kind of hurt that they kind of gave Mike the key to the city, and he felt he should have it because he was from Chicago.
Right. What for me, another question that I had, JB, was what team do you like the best for the Bulls?
Oh, the 93 champs.
93 champs? Okay.
And I say this because Mike got robbed. Ain't no way Barkley should have got the MVP.
Yeah.
Stop playing. But see, they didn't want to keep giving it to Mike because Mike could have won it every year.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron could win it every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they talk about we want to spread. Man, look, get that man the MVP if he the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Jerry Krause, Dan Marley, he's a great Mike was a master at coming up with ways to motivate himself to get past somebody. You know, and Barkley and Marley were them too during 90, and that was his highest scoring average of all the 6 championships.
Yeah.
You know?
Didn't he say it in the doc too? He was like, "Oh, it was the passion at that time." I think he said because was it because then Barkley had got the championship? Barkley had got the MVP.
He said, "Yeah, he can have that trophy, but I'm gonna get this trophy." It's like I remember things that was said because I was so in tune to it, man. It was, and it's I still watch it over and over again. Anyway, now it's over, but that was amazing, man. To hear a lot of the things that went on, a lot of his insight, a lot of his thoughts, and because there was no social media,
right.
You know, so this was all bottled up, and he released it, and it was dope.
Man, most definitely. If y'all got questions in the chat too, make sure you hit the chat up so we most definitely can keep asking JB these questions before we before we get out of here. I didn't want to keep JB all night.
Man, we know I can talk sneakers all night, man.
Oh, I know that's a fact. I know that now.
However you want, however long you want to go, man. I want get your questions out, BX. I want you to say, "Oh man, I wanted to ask this." Ask them.
Yeah.
I'll try to be shorter with my answers.
Do you think that, you know, a lot of people in the sneaker community say that, you know, the ones that are real passionate about the shoes, like, you know, myself, Rep Milwaukee, and yourself, do you think there's a cap to collecting these sneakers or Jordans in general? Do you think that you should be like, well, I got to this number, I'm done, or I got every silhouette that I wanted, I'm done? Do you feel that way?
You'll never hear me say I'm done. I'm not done till I'm done breathing, man. Like today we went out to Sam's Club. I wore the linen, and you know, I put on a different pair of shoes to walk around the house in. You know, I mean, we don't really go anywhere, but as much as I can change, I would change. And the reason why I had the pictures on the box back in the day before I got the drop fronts was my wife. Like, man, will you come on? Because I was looking for a certain colorway in the box, and I was just flipping boxes. So now I can just go bam. I see what I want to wear. I get dressed first.
Yeah.
And then I go look for my shoes.
Okay.
So that's the easiest way to narrow down colorways instead of coming down here trying to find a shoe first, because I'd be wanting to wear everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I do it.
Okay. I got another question here, JB. So G Fish asked, shout out to G Fish. He said, JB, what does how do you feel about Penny?
Penny's injuries, his knees, shortened his career. Yeah. Penny was a dog. You heard me? Penny could go. I got some foam posits. I always wanted some foam posits, but I was a Jordan head, and now I got a few of the foams. I got a pair of the Shaqs, because Shaq was my dog. I have top 10s, Air Force Ones, because Air Force Ones, like with you, BX, Air Force Ones or Rep, Air Force Ones are big here in Detroit too. Yeah, along with top 10. So I think that's like a Midwest shoe.
It's a Midwest shoe, yeah.
You know, but Penny was a dog, man. His career was shortened because of injuries.
Yeah, that's a fact. It most definitely is a Midwest shoe. Now, top 10s is a Detroit staple. Like that's Detroit for sure. Man. Like how I say, like Air Force Ones is Milwaukee staple. Top 10s is like Detroit staple. Chicago is obviously Jordans, and then you can go around, you know, the different cities in the Midwest, and they have their own staple. But that top 10, like nobody can take that away from Detroit.
Follow this guy or look up this guy on Instagram named OG Fast T. OG _ Fast T. Man, he is a Adidas head, man. He's an OG Adidas collector, man. He ain't no joke.
OG Fast T, okay.
Yeah. He from here in the city, man. He is a top 10 head.
Okay. Quick question. I know before we started, you said you tried to get Michael to autograph Wheaties box, but at the time he wasn't sponsored by Wheaties. Have you ever, other than that time, have you ever met him or spoken to him, like anything like that?
No, never. I've never met him. Like I said, I've been this close to him, the handshake away when he was walking through the tunnel to get on the bus to leave. But other than that, no.
Okay. I have one more. If you were offered the opportunity to design Jordan, what silhouette would you use, and do you know what colors you would use on it?
It would be 8, and it would be my high school colors: purple and black, purple and white, something like that.
Okay.
Dope. Now I got another question. Well, first of all, shout out to King Tweezy, man. I forgot to say shout out to Tweezy earlier,
man.
Oh
man, I met him. We had a hella conversation.
Yeah.
In the DM. Yeah, man.
Tweezy always talks about, because I believe you was his first interview on one of his first videos for his channel when I was at Footage Society.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass him. I hope it doesn't. But he was like, man, this is my first interview. I'm nervous, man. I said, man, you ain't got to be nervous. I'm just a normal person. And I think that eased his mind, because he didn't know what to expect from me. I'm like, man, look, let's just do this. It's gonna flow naturally. Everything gonna be cool. We just gonna speak. You ask your question, and man, ended up being dope. We ended up speaking up on something by MJO 23 Dan.
Yeah.
The airships, and they ended up coming out. So man, we had a hell of a conversation, man.
Yeah, shout out to Tweezy, man. I remember that was actually one of his first videos, and one of the first, times even, getting introduced to Tweezy, was from that, that interview, and shout out to Footage Society, because that's where it was at also as well.
Yeah. Shout out to they invited me out for their grand opening or reopening at their new spot.
Yeah.
And that hospitality was unreal.
That's a fact. That's most definitely a fact. Shout out to Footage Society. I love them over there. Let's see, BX, you got another one?
Oh yeah. I got them. Is there ever been like a product or a shoe or something from Jordan brand that you were like, you know what, I'm not messing with that. I don't really like that?
It's been some releases of colorways that I haven't cared too much about and wouldn't pick up. I like all of the 34 models that have come out. I have at least one of every model, but I don't like every single colorway. And another misconception that people have is that I have every single Jordan that's ever released. That's impossible. But or I'd have way more than what I have. But I don't buy everything that releases. No.
But speaking on that, I get a lot of flack for that because everybody crack jokes on me because I said the 34s are dope. I love the 34s.
Oh man.
And they're like, man, BX, you get out of here with those 34s. Somebody want to hear nothing about those 30s. But I love the 34s.
That's a hooping shoe. See, that takes you back to the originals. The originals. Not the retros. The retros are casual walk around shoes.
Yeah.
That's an actual basketball shoe, the 34. Yeah. All of the models, 29 on up, 28 on up, actually, are basketball shoes and not really walk around kick it shoes.
Oh, so those are performance shoes, not lifestyle.
Those are on the court shoes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mainly, you can walk around in them, but they are constructed for hooping.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hey, Rep, did you see that comment by JD?
Yeah, I was just about to say that one next. JD had another one, JB, which was JD, CES Ford Jordan brand. He said, "Hey, tell JB, I will have a pair of those Jordan low center courts that MJ was wearing towards the end." So,
size 14.
Hey, as I said, JD,
or
go
30.
ahead.
I know Mike wore. Well, let's see if I got it right. A 13 on the left, 13 and a half on the right. Or it might be reversed. It's either one, but yeah. Hey, I have a 101 that Mike used to own, and that's the most expensive shoe that I have.
What is it?
It's the 2010.
Okay.
It's white and red, and it's the only one in existence from what I've been told in that colorway.
Okay. Shout out to Jeezy. He said, can you speak on the airship and how important it was to the Jordan brand legacy? And do you feel it takes away from the mystique of Jordan brand?
Well, first of all, it was a bold-faced lie by Jordan brand. The Jordan 1 black and red was not ever banned. It was the airship that was banned. Mike debuted the black and red in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
The airship black and red is what was banned in a preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
So the importance of it coming out now is that Jordan brand or Nike kept this lie going for 34 years, 33 years. And now with so much pressure or demand or petitions by MJO 23 Dan and other people, but I just remember MJO doing it, really speaking on it hard.
Yeah.
And getting people to actually sign a petition that these are coming out. So I expect more colorways to come, but all everybody waiting on is that black and red one.
Mm-hmm.
But his had Air Jordan on it. So will they do that? And that would be really dope if they put that on the heel tab.
Yeah. 313 Retro Queen. Shout out to 313. She said
it took me going all the way to Dallas to meet that woman.
Yeah.
And she from here in Detroit, man. That's crazy.
Are you serious?
And she drove me around.
Oh my God. Nah, that's uncivilized. Like that's
man, we kept missing people at different events here. Like when I did the Blake Griffin interview, I was gone by the time she got there. I was like, we just can't be in the city. So it take us going to Dallas to meet.
Yeah. That's crazy. Something about Dallas, because I mean,
cool,
once again, talking about, over the years,
That's my spot, man.
Yeah.
Whenever they have an event there, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm Dallas and Atlanta and Miami. Got to go back to
Mhm.
Miami.
Man, that's a fact. She said I never purchased anything beyond 14 now. But that design of the 34 is stupid fire.
It is.
So
It's comfortable too. It's a performance shoe, but you can wear it casually
mhm.
as well. It's a comfortable, but you do have to size up on that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Because
very
it does run small.
to me it's very narrow, but I mean,
Yeah,
you know, to each his own.
yeah.
Um, yeah, JD said once again correct. It was a marketing decision back then, no lie. Not a lie, LOL. And then he also said, yep, I got you, brother, and Jordan Brand appreciates you. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Now, let me rep.
Mhm.
That's the first ever that I've heard. So I appreciate him for saying that. That's the first ever I've heard of Jordan Brand ever saying they appreciate me. Yes, they asked me to do the Blake Griffin. Yes, they asked me to do the event with the fives that
Yeah.
I did with Langston,
Yeah.
and but this is the first spoken words
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of appreciation. And to be honest, that's all I ever wanted. So they don't have to send me anything. If they do, I'm not gonna turn it down.
Right,
But
right, right, right.
all I wanted was, we see you. Thanks for what you do. You spent XYZ, because of the 1,272 pair. I probably in my collection have 50 pair that were actually given to me total.
Right,
The
right,
rest,
right.
blood, sweat, and tears, man.
And
And I
that's
lost 100 pair to a
yeah,
Lion X, man.
yeah.
And I get a lot of people asking me that, and I know that might be somebody's question in the chat. What do you do when you're in a relationship and it goes bad?
Mhm.
You hope for the best. You hope it doesn't get vindictive like it did with me, where
Yeah,
I had to give up all my autograph stuff, jersey, basketball, rookie cards, all of that. But I have even more than that now. Plus, I have
mhm.
my peace,
Yeah,
and I have somebody who loves me for me.
right.
She brought me out the dirt, bruh, out the dirt, because that hurt me to catch her with my partner on the force.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's real. It's real life. This may seem like, okay, I just see him on videos, but just like you see basketball people on the court, we all have lives outside of collecting sneakers, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, some of us go through tough things, but it makes you better.
No, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
I remember you saying like one of your videos. You saying that when you were moving, you lost like they stole pairs from you or something like that.
That
That reached.
was No, that was before her.
Um,
That was when I moved from San Diego back to Michigan when my mother had a heart attack.
Mhm.
So I just packed up everything and moved back here, and I put Jordan shoes on the box, and that's the only box that didn't make it. That was when my OGs were in there.
yeah, that happened to my wife. The movers stole her Jordans also,
Yeah,
and
and back then this was 94,
Mm,
94, 95, and they didn't have no tracking system like they have now. They don't give you no tracking number. They give you a
yeah,
piece of paper with how many boxes you have,
yeah.
and that's it. The system was obsolete back then.
Dang, man. Yeah, I most definitely I remember the stories, you know, of just us personally, you telling me about, you know, about your whole divorce and, you know, and you losing a lot of stuff, which, you know, most definitely hurts. I mean, so I most definitely even appreciate you even bringing that up now. I most definitely wasn't going to bring it up, but, you
I
know,
mean, I
'cause-
don't mind speaking on it because it's something that happened. I had
yeah,
already put it out there, and what's already out there, a lot of people already know.
yeah, yeah,
It's life. I just hope that whatever somebody goes through, that they don't go to, like, I seen people cut up people's shoes. I seen people spray paint people's shoes. I seen people throw people's shoes out the window for people to just pick up and take. That's vindictiveness. I know, you catch somebody doing something they're not supposed to be doing. You wash your hands with it. You walk away with your pride, and you just keep it moving, because God don't like ugly. In the end, something gonna come back on you.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Whether you hurt somebody or somebody hurt you, two wrongs don't make a right. You know, I washed my hands with it. I picked myself up, and now here I am in a much better place.
That's a fact. JD said once again. He said, "Tell my brother I'll hit him on the IG. Love you all. Platform. Keep up the great work, brother.
Thank
And
you.
to the platform, be on the lookout for some special stuff coming soon from the brand. Much love, BX.
Oh man,
Uh,
that's love.
yeah.
Sweet.
So appreciate JD coming through, uh,
Yes.
letting
Yes.
us know that.
Well,
That's
see,
dope.
you bringing all this together, Rep, and those are the blessings that I feel happen a lot to me
Hmm.
because of the way I carry myself.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I'm not better than anybody else.
Hmm.
I have these and you don't. I ain't never once said I got these trophy room fives, and I bet you ain't got these. And I
Yeah.
hear people saying that, and I see people posting that. I got this, and ain't nobody gave. Can't a lot of people? I know people have given people stuff that come on there and say ain't nobody gave me that. That's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know people have given these people things, but there's nothing wrong with receiving stuff.
No, that's a fact. That's a
It's
fact.
nothing. That's what some people do it for. You do it for um, connections. You do it for helping other people. I'm sure we've helped each other.
Oh yeah, most
You know,
definitely.
like with shoelaces. Countless people hit me up saying, "Man, where you get them laces from?" First person I'm Rep. Somebody
Yep.
hit me up a couple weeks ago saying, "Where can I get some laces to match my shoes?"
Hmm.
And I tagged you
You
because
did.
I know that you're a good person to go to.
That's a fact.
But
That's a fact.
if somebody is a hater or somebody like, oh, okay, I want to apologize to JB, right? I know a
Yeah.
couple people who keep going through other people to get to me. The things that they've said eliminates them. You know what I'm saying? If it's something like, um, I don't like him because of, I think he got too many shoes. I can work with that. But when you take personal shots, there's no recovery from that, and it's better for me to just leave it alone. It's just better for me to not even have them in my circle because you do that once, you're gonna do it again. That's my belief.
I
So
mean, most definitely.
I leave those people alone. And you probably gonna have some people come to you saying, "Man, can you talk to JB for me?" Nope, nope, because you've taken things too far, and you didn't even know me, and you've taken things too far. So
That's most definitely a fact. I can contest and vouch for. I mean, since the day like meeting JB via social media before in person and talking on the phone, uh, I can vouch for him being approachable. Number one, I
I
can.
can't believe people feel as though I think it's because they think that I'm like people when they see me at events, is that him? Is that him? So
Hmm.
I stop and say, yeah, it's me. I'm Jumpman Boss. My name is Mark. But social media, but I'm just a regular person.
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah,
I can't believe it. I can't believe you stopped and talked to me. I'm just a normal person.
yeah.
You are, but you're not.
Hey,
You are, but you're not. Like I said it before, a lot of people look up to your collection, to you, and all the knowledge that you have up here. It's not even what you have behind you or in the collection.
Yeah,
It's just the knowledge that you have up here that you can give back. That you, when you speak to people, they just take it all in.
I
And that's
appreciate that. And that's before the internet. You
hmm.
know, I mean, I got countless books that I read that I just kick back whenever I have free time and just read because to me something on paper is worth more than something that's spoken.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I say, like, I mean, learning about JB before the internet, because that's when it was like it was a myth. Like
Yeah,
Jumpman Bostic was a myth.
yeah,
Let alone
yeah,
I didn't even know he was in Detroit. He was like, yo, it's this dude. It's this dude named, he literally named is Jumpman Bostic, and he got all these shoes. He got
yeah,
all these Jordans. And then, to see the articles and to read about him and be like, man, who is this dude? This mystical creature, right?
yeah.
And then, and then like I said, Nike, the internet hit, and you got Nike talking different things like that, and then you start seeing different things about Jumpman Bostic, and then man, when social media jumped off, and man, I even tell you the first day JB followed me, and obviously I just started a personal page, but I'm talking about when I first started the company, when I first started the brand. JB was one of the first, like, and to me personally, like one of the first like big names or big people that I was like, yo, like Jumpman Bostic, follow me. And I looked up to this man since I was a little kid. So it was like an accomplishment, right? So I instantly hit JB like, yo, this might be fake though, bro. This might be fake. So let me make sure this is, I hit JB up, and JB most definitely hit me back, and we've built a relationship ever since then, and that's most definitely over 10 years now. It's been JB. I think it might be
Oh
11
yeah,
years now. Yeah, it's been a minute.
yeah.
It's most definitely been a minute. I think it might be 11 years now. But um,
Now we
yeah,
can connect on more things because the roughneck thing is
yeah,
over, and I know we had kept talking about when it
mm-hmm,
ends, if
mm-hmm,
it ends,
mm-hmm.
So and we can definitely make things work. But
Yeah,
BX, I gotta follow you too. You gotta hit me with a DM so I can make sure I follow you too.
For me?
yeah,
Yeah.
you fool.
Yeah. Look, I follow people. I comment. If people DM me, I get a lot of DMs, but I try to respond to all of them that make sense. Some of them don't make sense. Like, hey, I mean, what am I supposed to say? Say back, hey, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, if just tell me what you ask, and I'll try to answer. But yeah, I follow people. I respond to people, and I enjoy sneaker conversations because that's what it's about. Why would you be on social media?
Yeah,
Or if you don't want to connect with people, just for people to see your stuff and just be in awe of you. I see stuff that I'm in awe of, and I let people know, man, that's fire, or whatever,
mm-hmm.
because there are things out there that I like, and there are things that I don't have that I would like to have,
Now
like the
I'm
Soul
pretty.
Fly 10s.
Yeah, oh my God, I didn't even know those came out until after the fact, and I was so pissed off.
Do you follow? Is it Jordan Depot who puts out all that information?
Jordan Depot, Jordan's Daily. Yeah,
Yeah, and he put the link out there, but by the time I got on the link, my size was gone. The
yeah,
smaller
yeah.
sizes was still there, but that's a good person to follow, especially on Twitter.
Mm-hmm,
He
mm-hmm.
puts out all of the information for shock drops and stuff.
I know. Man, I had another question. 313 she had another statement though. It was if people are blessed to have anything given to them, that's just what it is, a blessing. You can't expect to be blessed by being jealous of other blessings, other people's blessings. I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah,
um, man, I know. JB, most definitely, we gotta do some more collaborations. Like I said, I mean, even when me and JB first linked up, he's very approachable. We built a relationship ever since then, and man, I mean, I can't say. I mean, I can go on for days, man. Like this man put me on to a lot in this sneaker culture. Like put me on to a lot by his YouTube channel. Before even meeting him, just I mean, from the articles, the posts, just being inspired by your collection, uh, the different things that you do charity wise, the basketball team, youth basketball team,
man, we
is
got robbed this year. Yeah,
yeah. Hey, I
yeah.
need you to hook me up with Langston too, man.
Man, Langston is that guy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hook you up for when he comes to Milwaukee. Maybe he can get you to a Bucks game or
No, I
whatever.
gotta be San Antonio. You know, I'm in San
Oh, you're
Antonio.
San Antonio. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Spurs. Yeah, Langston for the last 2 years. Quick story. He laced my guys this year with either some Kobe's or some Jordans for the season. A lot of my guys didn't even have shoes to ball in, man. So he laced them all. He gave me my first pair of Kobe's. And he was like, man, I knew you didn't have no Kobe's in your collection. So here's your first pair of Kobe's. And lo and behold, rest in peace, Kobe. He ended up passing. But that was my first pair of Kobe's ever. And man, this guy he's unreal, man, with his charity. And we talk. I mean, I have his number. We talk, we call. I mean, it's unbelievable how giving and caring he is as an NBA athlete. He's just he's like me. He's like, I'm just a normal person. And I'll say to him, no, you're not, man. You in the league. So I kind of know what you mean, BX. But Langston is a great guy.
Yeah, he is. Most definitely he is. I did another question too, JB. Now I know I mean you've been around the whole nation, you know, doing different sneaker events. And I know early on, like you used to do sneaker con a lot or whatever, and then you know they
For
changed.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you know they changed I guess you could say they demographic a little bit. Is there still events? Well, obviously not right now, but is there still events that you like to go to, that you like to travel, and you know, like even if they hit you up or if they don't hit you up, are there different events that you suggest or that you like to go to out here?
Not so much lately.
Yeah.
I used to go to some in Ohio, Ohio State Fairgrounds. I forgot the name of the crew that has theirs there.
Okay.
I still do the sneaker cons, you know, like meet and greets. You know, I pay my way in or whatever. You know, a lot of times they just let me go on in once I get, but I wait in line with everybody else. I don't walk to the front or nothing like that. And they like, you could walk to the front. I'm like, no, I just want to walk in with everybody else. You know, I don't want to go to the front. But now, you know, it's kind of hard, you know, packing up stuff and taking it and building displays. I used to travel by myself all over the country, load it up in my van and just make a display, take it down and come back home. I've driven as far as
was it Phoenix?
Little Rock, Arkansas. Now I flew to Phoenix and I only took a handful of them, but the furthest I drove was probably Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Man, I was like driving sleep. I had to pull over because I would be by myself, you know, because I'd be gone for 2 or 3 days and my wife was working and she had the kids. But I miss those days. Honestly, man. I miss building displays and talking about shoes and stuff like that. But it's just gone away from that to all reselling or all of the shoe tubes. I don't consider myself a shoe tuber.
Right.
I consider myself a retro sneaker reviewer.
Okay.
You know, I think it's a difference in what some of the other people do and than what I do.
Right. I know. Go ahead, BX.
Is there a particular Jordan sneaker that you wish that they were retro that they haven't yet?
Yeah, the playoff 8 with the red pull tab. Okay. The original 8 had a red pull tab in the back, not the black pull tab. You know what I mean?
I have the black one.
Yeah, the OG one had a red pull tab. So hopefully they do that with it to the OG form with that.
Another one. You have children, so are any of them big sneaker enthusiasts just like you are?
Both of them. My daughter is more into Jordans, Air Maxes, and things of that nature. My son, and we go round and round with this. But I support him. He's a LeBron head.
Oh man.
And he'd tell me every day, LeBron better than Mike. So
he tell that to your face.
Yes.
Kids
Yes.
these days, golly.
Yes. He wouldn't even watch. He wouldn't even watch the documentary, man.
What?
I just would like them if they bring that documentary out on like Blu-ray or something. That'd be dope if
It's
they did
coming,
that.
man.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
coming
it's
for
coming.
sure.
You know it's coming.
It's coming for sure,
But
man.
like, like what they do sometimes with stuff that didn't make the documentary, like extra video
That's what I said.
copies.
Like some of the uncut footage or
Yeah,
some that did the footage that didn't make it to it and things like that. But yeah, he's a LeBron head. That's what we grew up watching. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I understand it.
I mean, now my daughter literally just turned 2 years old, and yeah, she had to watch. I mean, ever since my daughter was born, though, I put her in front of basketball, though. So, but I mean, when it came to that documentary, though, like I named my daughter after the man himself. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
named her Jordan. I put
Okay.
it, like The Last Dance was a must. Like we was watching Come Fly with Me before that, so I don't, she had to watch. She had to watch all of it, with me consistently, and she still watches it. She watches the replays. It's man. I mean, obviously, when she comes up, it'll be another different era where it'll be past LeBron. I'm assuming. Well, no, it will be. So it will be other players that she will like or whatever like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most definitely, she, like you gotta, everybody has to watch that doc. Like that's just,
Yeah,
it's
I
10
just
times
wonder.
30. I know that.
I just wonder how many people see MJ in a different light now. Or actually see his passion for the game. Because I know a lot of people like my son, for instance. He thinks that he was overrated. He thinks that he really wasn't as good as people say he is, and things like that. So maybe if he watched it, he would understand. And for those who did watch it, I wonder what their thoughts are. Who for people who thought that LeBron is better, do they still think LeBron is better, or have they kind of changed their mind?
Mm.
That's a good question for the younger community.
I most definitely would like to hear the answers on that. BX, you got something to say about that?
You see that
about
when
LeBron.
you see that comment from JD, right? Something special on the
Yeah,
8th coming this fall.
yeah,
Ooh wee.
yeah. I had to put that up there when I saw. I was like, what?
Oh my goodness.
Um,
I'll be waiting.
I I don't think LeBron is better than Jordan at all. I don't think so. I think Jordan is truly the guy that put the NBA on the map as far as what it was and what it is now. Because without Jordan and the sneakers, we wouldn't have what we have now.
Hmm.
But as far as the gameplay, nah, Jordan is another animal. He's another beast. I don't think I think LeBron can, no, he doesn't have it. LeBron is a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm a LeBron fan. When Mike left the game, I'm a LeBron fan. Everywhere LeBron goes, that's my squad. But
Mhm.
he's not better than Jordan. He's not. LeBron doesn't have that switch where he turns it on, say, get out the way. I'm going to put that game on my back. He doesn't have that killer instinct like Kobe and Jordan have. But
Only time I seen him do that was when he refused to lose to Golden State when they came back
Hmm.
from 3-1 down, and ended up winning. But when they lost to Dallas, he disappeared. He deferred to other people, like he didn't want to take certain shots because he didn't want to miss, or whatever the case may be. He's saying he was passing to the open man, but at the end of the day, the stars of all stars take over at the end to will their teams to a victory.
definitely, the only time I ever saw him really do that was the 2015 championships where Kyrie was out, Kevin Love was out, and he played like pretty much the whole series by
Right,
himself.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like MJ did in Game 6 of '98 when Scotty's back was messed up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't even remember Scotty's back being messed up like that. And I watched again. I don't remember the commentators. I was listening to the commentation. I don't even remember hearing all that of Scotty being in and out of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But Mike
They
was like,
showed in the doc when he got his back hurt though. I think it was against the Knicks. It was against somebody. They
no, he hurt it that game when the first play of the game, he went up for a lob.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He went up for a lob and he came down awkwardly. And it might have been hurt before that.
Yeah.
I think that just tweaked it. But
right.
Wow, that was crazy. That was just crazy. Mike was just like never went to a 7th game in the finals. In the finals. 6-0, you know, and they could have probably won 9 to 11 championships if they had left that team alone.
No, that's a fact.
Do you think Jerry Krause was jealous?
Yes, he said it.
Yeah,
they said it. He wanted more credit than even Phil Jackson and the players. He felt as though management is just as vital as the players. Man. They're vital, but they're not just as. Come on now.
They're not on the court battling, you know.
Yeah, you got the pieces here. We'll give you that. Just sit back and let us work. And each year he tried to destroy that.
Yep.
Each year, he tried to destroy that, and then at the end, I was like, why would Phil even come back when Reinsdorf said, "Well, we're gonna give you an opportunity to come back"? Phil was like, "Man, I'm done with this, man. You already told me this is my last year.
Yeah.
I'm done with this."
Which you know, Phil too. You know how Phil works because when that was already established, you know, Phil was already probably in the makings of working on something else. You know, Knicks or Lakers or.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "I need a break. I need a break." So then he planned his next move, and then he go win with the Lakers.
Yep, exactly. So
you know, and slap them in the face again because they let the greatest coach go.
One question I did have, JB, which I'm curious about. How did you feel about him going to go play baseball? Because what I did not realize is that I don't think anybody did is that Jordan hadn't played baseball in from 17 to 31, so 14 years. He hadn't played baseball for 14 years and was able to play Double-A. And Reinsdorf even said that he believed that he would have made it to the majors if they would have kept it up. Yeah, if it wasn't for the strike.
Because he wasn't going to cross the picket line.
No.
And you know, play with the scalpers and stuff like that. But Mike had always had in his mind that he wanted to play baseball. If you look at, I'm reading in books that he loved baseball, but he just took off in basketball.
Yeah.
Like what people don't know, I was a high school All-American, center field in baseball. I started dunking and hearing the crowd in high school.
Yeah.
I was done with baseball. Done. But I was a better baseball player than basketball player. If you ask people from my childhood.
Yeah.
I would sit in the window when it was raining. My mom, I'd be in there, rain, go away, come back another day. And my mom would just be laughing at me because I didn't want my baseball game to be postponed because it was raining.
Yeah.
I love baseball, man. I loved it. So he had that passion that he wanted to try something different. And his dad wanted him to play baseball. His dad was gone.
Yeah.
So he wanted to go off and do something different because he was tired of Jerry. He was burnt out. He felt he accomplished everything with the 3-peat, and he wanted to try something different.
Well, I know that most definitely blew me away that he hadn't played in 14 years.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know, for Reinsdorf to say that, you know, he believed that he could have made it to the majors. And then on top of that, you always heard about the bad. You never heard about the good, which was he started out on a serious hit. You know,
14 for 14.
Yeah. Like you never hear about that at all whatsoever. You talking about not playing for 14 years. You getting right into Double-A, and then you go 14 for 14.
And they put him in Double-A because of the media traffic. Because you normally start out in Triple-A and work your way.
Right.
But
exactly.
they said to to hold the media accommodations, they had to put him in AA. And he was handling it. And, you know, he talked about all the blisters on his hands and how he was trying, man. He wanted to make it.
That's a fact.
You know, it wasn't like he was just, and then Sports Illustrated came out with that Bag It Michael, and he was done with Sports Illustrated after that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Done.
That's a fact.
Done.
Do you have that magazine?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have every Sports Illustrated magazine.
I got a couple like Jet magazines.
Yeah.
That got that had Jordan on it. Just because back in the day when I was little,
remember TV Guide?
Because Jordan was on it, I was like, oh yeah, that I need I need that right there.
I just got this in the mail.
Yeah, I just got that in the mail. I shout out to Soul Survivor Detroit. He sent me the link. Let me know about that. Yeah, that's gonna be a good read. That's my next Sunday read. But I had to do this, Rep. You know, I mean, we had been talking about it for a long time, and I worked 6 days.
Yeah.
And you know, I hate that I wasn't able to complete what I started with my 366 days of kicks and fits.
Yeah.
But my initial job, man, they was on some BS and doing some racial stuff, and it's gonna come up because those things you don't let go. You got to fight for yourself sometimes.
That's a fact.
But now I'm with FedEx, so I do the ground deliveries, and man, you know what? I'm my own boss. I mean, I have bosses, but you know, you get what you're supposed to take out and deliver to people.
Yeah.
And you on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you on your own. Drive a 24-foot truck. But what people don't realize, I used to work for FedEx back in 86 to 93.
Okay.
Driving freight from San Diego to LA.
Okay.
So I know the company. It's changed a lot since then. You know, the equipment is different, but man, I'll get my hands dirty for my family, and I'll flip a burger.
That's a fact.
You know, some people talk about their pride. I went from an office job, which I pretty much hated.
Yeah.
Because I like being out in the field. I'm not one to just sit behind a desk. I was always out in the field anyway at the other job. But this one here, I love driving. I love just being able to be on my own, man. Be out there and radio in my truck. I'm good. I'm good. And I'm being able to provide. I was without a job for 29 days, man. And I tell you, it's like the lowest you can go not being able to. I can provide because I got my pensions and stuff coming in, but it's different. You can't live off no pension.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not enough to live off of. But you know, being able to provide again, man, I'm in another space.
Exactly.
Respect that.
That's real. That's really real. I most definitely feel that. Well, most definitely, OG, man. I most definitely, like I said, I didn't want to keep you long tonight. I said max in my mind. I said max an hour and a half. You know, and we went over that. So I most definitely number one. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I hope I answered a lot of people's questions. I don't know if anybody in the chat had any quick ones or whatever.
I saw one quick one, if you don't mind. It says, Mr. Lacer, any sneaker that JB missed out on that he really wanted?
Oh, yes. And I'm tracking this boy. The blue Levi 4s. I need them. The DB4. I need that. The DB9. I need that. See, I don't have everything.
Yeah.
Because it's limited in size 14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's only so many you can get. But that DB4, Father's Day coming up. I need that boy. 13 or 14. I need that. But that's you know, it's always a chase game. You know what I mean? Because I don't have everything. And when I get something, I'm still as excited as the very first shoe I got because I've been chasing it.
Yeah.
You know? And when I get it, I bought it. Or if someone blesses me with it, like I got blessed with these from Hibbett.
Mm.
This shoe, I got more more views on this video than you can combine 20 videos together.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a blessing that people are taking the time to watch this. You know, I did the lights on, lights off, and all that. But shout out to Hibbett for reaching out to me too and giving me an opportunity to showcase their products. So
Right, right, right.
opportunities come by just being you, being natural, and not being on no hate tip and just everything you do is controversial. I just can't get with pages. Like I don't even watch them. I don't even tune into them.
That's a fact. That's most definitely a fact. You know what? I do got another question too. So, how do you feel? How do you feel YouTube is for yourself personally? Not just overall, but how do you feel YouTube is for you personally now compared to like I don't know 5 years ago or whatever like that, or 3 4 years ago or whatever? Like,
If people been tracking me, I'm over 90,000 subs now. And 5 years ago, I was at 35, maybe 40. So I would say within the last year, I've gained 20, 20,000 subs,
yeah,
30,000. I'm almost at 100,000. Never thought I'd be there because, people was like, man, you boring, you this, you that, because I don't have all that long extended,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, take you 25 minutes to get to the shoe. I just get to the shoe, talk about the shoe, put it on my feet, step off the camera, and that's it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's all it takes. I just don't have. I mean, some of the stuff is entertaining by people, but for me, I just like to get to it and get it over with.
facts, facts. I know most definitely. I know you've been having the numbers, and I know most definitely. Like when it comes to YouTube, this most definitely is the toughest platform to grow on. I
It
feel like
is.
on social
It is.
media, or whatever. I
It
mean,
is.
I'm sitting on like 2,000 or whatever like that. I'm just like, uh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's wild.
Yeah. Just 3 months ago, I was at 70, and now
Mm,
it's over 90, and it's like, dang, it's just continuing to grow,
yeah,
and I'm not doing anything differently.
yeah,
I still do the same thing or speak the same way that I had when I first started, except I started editing the videos. And before I used to just shoot the videos and upload it.
yep, yep.
It was just shoot it, whatever, any mistakes, it was just in there. And some people wish I would go back to that, but I think the editing it just makes the video, because when you look at um, how much time people watch your videos, it tells you, and it's like only 3 to 4 minutes.
Hmm.
So they just probably just key into the straight to the foot game part of it, or maybe the key points of the video that they want to watch, and not really the whole video. So
Right, right, right.
um, that's why I try to keep it as short as possible.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I can't. I started YouTube, but then I was like, man, this thing it's a lot. So I'm trying to push my IG as much as possible. I like IG better. It's a lot simpler and doesn't take a lot of editing work, But
Yeah.
I definitely watch it. I started watching your 365 days of Jordans, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. I
Yeah,
started working because I wasn't working, and when I was working, I had a lot of time to do it. I could like edit the videos at work. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
I was sitting behind a desk. So now that I'm out in the field, I'm usually at work from 7 in the morning to 6, 7 at night. I get home. You just know you driving a big 24-foot truck. You up and down. You deliver. I mean, heavy stuff, because all stuff people buying is offline. So
Yeah,
a lot of people are buying bookshelves they got to put together. The stuff is not light. I need a dolly a lot of times
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
carry this stuff. So I lost 10 pounds already, and I lost a little bit I had around my stomach. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. But I
Like,
want to get back. I want to get back to my videos, and I'm starting to feel better.
Yeah.
Where when I get home from work, I have a little more energy. So hopefully, I can get back to the videos.
How was
definitely appreciate that.
how are the knees doing these days though lately?
The knees are good. You know, I had my second transplant, so in 7 more years, I had to do it again.
Yeah,
Every 10 years, they have to put a new prosthetic in. This second one was better than the first one. I have more motion, more mobility. I was actually able to ride some rides at Cedar Point amusement park in Ohio with my kids this past summer, and I hadn't been able to do that in 10 years. So
yeah.
I'm able to ride a bike now and things like that. So it's the second surgery was a lot better.
Okay, that's dope. That's real dope. Because I've been meaning to ask you about that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, most definitely, like I said, OG, I most definitely appreciate the man, the myth, the legend. In my opinion,
Appreciate you too, brother.
OG.
Let's work together from
Oh
your
yeah.
brain.
Hey, most definitely we gonna talk about that off camera.
Yep.
But most definitely we gonna let the marathon continue between both of us because we've done stuff in the past,
Oh,
but now we gonna really be able to do, do some things for
and
sure.
anybody that want to get broke down by an old man, me, and rep the Twin Towers 2-on-2. We know African Caesar don't want none. He been whooping for
No,
5 years.
nah, you don't want none.
So then I had to spank him and Guru and Horse at the Jordan store in Chicago. So I'm through with them. They garbage. But anybody that want this 2-on-2 work, just let us know.
Yeah, we most definitely taking
I play with a
anybody.
mask on.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But yeah, we'll be good to link up, brother, when this is over with. For sure.
Hey, I can't wait for real, for real. I can't wait, man. I most definitely appreciate you taking your time out on your day off today. It is a holiday weekend also as well. So and I
Holiday pay tomorrow.
hey, woo.
I'm going to make that paper, bro. I got to get these them Levi's.
Oh yeah. I see where you going with it. I see where you going with it. So I most
That's
definitely want
enough
to.
on that one day to get them.
Oh
You know?
wow. Okay. Well, most
Yeah.
definitely, OG. I most definitely appreciate you coming through tonight. It is an honor, me personally, to be able to have your phone number, be able to call you my OG, be
Anytime.
able to hit you up personally anytime when I need advice for anything, any suggestions, anything like that. You've always been 100 with me, and don't nobody have to do nothing for you. I always say that. If y'all watch my BX can
Exactly.
vouch, I say it all the time. Don't nobody have to do nothing for you. And you always have looked out for me since day one. We have, we interacted and met. So I very much appreciate that. And I will continue to say that every time I see you, every time, I give you the praise and bow down. It's nothing but
Appreciate you.
love. It's nothing but
Appreciate you.
love. BX, I know you want to say something.
Man, I don't know what I did to deserve this, but rap, I appreciate you always pulling me into anything that you got going on, man. I don't know how I deserve any of this, but thank you for pulling me into doing this.
So
Mr. Bostic, thank you
Yes, sir.
for speaking with us tonight and coming on, your only day off. I really appreciate this conversation. I can talk about sneakers all day, but to listen to you speak and give us a history and all the knowledge that you have, man, it's a blessing. And I
We got
really
this.
appreciate everything that you've done for sneakers, the sneaker community, and going forward. Thank
Thank you,
you.
brother.
Thank you,
We
Rep.
got
Thank you,
we
Mr.
got the
Bostic.
platform. Send me a DM so I can follow you, BX.
I
Don't
will. I
forget.
will. Man, Mr.
All right.
Jumpman Bostic following me? What? Crazy.
I appreciate y'all, man.
JB, where just everybody should come on, but just for people that are living under a rock, where can people follow you on social media and whatnot?
Yeah, on YouTube is Jumpman Bostic. I do sneaker reviews and just I hate I had to stop my Jordan clothes of the day or kicks and fits.
Right.
Instagram is Jumpman Bostic. Facebook, and Snapchat.
And then BX, what about you, my brother?
Like everybody in the chat, everybody can find me on IG at BX_raise _. That's where I'm at most of the time with my sneakers and everything like that. But
He said
dope
BX_rage.
raised RAISED. I DM'd you.
Oh, okay,
I DM'd
cool.
you. But thanks again, both of you guys. I really appreciate this. This is an honor. This is nothing to downplay. This has really been a great interview. Appreciate it.
No, man, I most
Appreciate
definitely appreciate the homie BX coming through tonight. We talked about this a couple days ago. He was flipping out, OG. He was
Was he?
flipping out, like, what? You gonna have Jumpman Bostic and you want me to be on there? I was like, yeah, you want to do it? And he was like, yeah, I want to do it. So
I just hit you back right now, BX.
Oh man, this is amazing.
I'm as real. I'm as real as they come, man. What I say I'm gonna do, I do, man.
That's a fact. That's most definitely a fact. So once again, I appreciate Jumpman Boston coming through tonight. It most definitely is an honor as always. BX coming through, holding me down. Man, y'all know tonight was a special night. You know, because once again, the man, the myth, the legend said himself. He worked 6 days a week. He had today off. He was like, "Yo, like, we finally can do this on Sunday. If you want to do it on Sunday," I said, "Man, I got a couple things to do, but I'm finna block out some time for this. Like, we got to do this." So I most definitely appreciate it. Once again, it's on Tuesday night, as usual. Tuesday night, Sneakerheads Clothing Line Radio live every Tuesday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Make sure you guys come through. If you guys have not already, make sure you guys please hit that like button. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys, if you're watching the replay, hit that comment section and most definitely share. Most definitely, I would appreciate that. And then also as well, I don't know who's battling next Saturday, but we will be doing a recap next Saturday. BX, you know who's battling next Saturday?
It's Cove Master and What the Sneakers.
Okay, so Cold Master and What the Sneakers. Make sure that you guys check out 313 Retro Queen's YouTube channel on Thursday night. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. She will be having a face-off on her YouTube channel Thursday night. And then the battle will be going down. Who has the Heat Sneaker Battle Saturday night on her YouTube channel as well. And then we will be doing the recap, the official recap on my channel right here directly after the battle. So make sure you guys tune in. Appreciate you guys coming through. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But Rep, you're gonna see my order for that bomber. It's coming.
Okay. Oh, hey, we got you covered. We got you covered. You already know. JB, we most definitely, like I told you, we'll talk about the new things that we got going on. So we'll work that out. Shout out to D Reed in the chat. 313 still here. Roscoe Kicks. Old Man Sneakers. Shout out to Al as always. Make sure you guys check out old_man_sneakers YouTube channel. I don't even know if you knew that, JB. He got a YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, I follow him.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure about that. Shout out to Jules. Shout out to King Tweezy and other people that came through tonight. Snacks and Snacks. And everybody that came through tonight. I very much appreciate y'all. I'm gonna close it out and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. It's NBA 2K time.
All right, brother.
All right.
I'm gonna go back.